God Save the Queens, the essential history of women in hip hop. Kathy always doing great work. And as you could tell, very informed and detailed.
I'm very excited to read this.
We're very proud of you, Kathy.
Good job.
I'm
Kath.
actually going to complete
Good job,
this book.
Kath.
I'm going to text you after I read this. I'm going to finish this book, which for me is hard.
I hope you love it. You're all thanked in the shout outs.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
And you have a lovely tribute to your mom at the start of the book. It was
Yeah,
very touching.
and at the end, my epilogue is pretty crazy because my mom got sick when I got my book deal, and she passed away by the time I finished it. I know Ebro knows this all too well. When we were doing our interview, that was when I was called about her being leaving for the hospital. But in the beginning of the book, I speak with the first female MC soloist, who's Debbie D. She was in Beat Street, Us Girls, and she's now become a pastor. And I spoke with her at the beginning, during that time period, and my mom was in the hospital, the week that she was going to leave, and the day that she passed away, that morning, Debbie D came to the hospital and anointed my mom.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it was a crazy full circle moment for me.
Us Girls can boogie too. You guys don't know about Us Girls? Never mind. Beat Street. Sorry.
You know what's crazy? That someone who's known to be the first of her kind
Yeah.
would be such an unknown name, generally speaking, to mainstream.
Yeah.
Think about what that says also.
There's also like the argument of who was first. We think about Shah Rock too, or Pebbly Poo. I mean, a lot of women at the time were all rising to the forefront. But what I talk about in the book is Debbie was like, when I met her, she broke out this big book of flyers. And she's like, you have to just look at the flyers. Who was on flyers billed as a soloist. And
Wow.
She had this entire book. She called herself a flyerologist. And I was like looking through and like,
Where's
you can
that?
see. She has it. Bring her on.
Is it somebody's putting this out? Like, what? Are
No,
we
that's
doing?
her book of flyers. She kept all her flyers.
But she hasn't made a.
I mean, I
another
don't know.
one
I
for
don't know what
sale
I
or
would do with
something?
it. If I she came when we sat down for our interview.
She had it
She
ready.
came with this giant binder of flyers, and it was crazy too because you forget sometimes how young all the kids were. So what they were doing on the flyers was letting them know all the middle schools and high schools that were invited to the jams, and all the lists of all the people and the artists that were performing. We're talking like 20 people. And she's like, and it was all guys and Debbie D. And I was like, and DJ Wanda D, who's her DJ. I was like, what? And then, you start to see more women being billed. But that's how she credits being the first because she's like, I have the paper proof. Those are the only history books we have from the pioneer era.
Right.
That's incredible.
amazing.
Yo, Kathy, love you, man.
Love you guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kathy.
God save the queens.
Go get it.